So Donald Trump signed an executive order that now targets the homeless and really anybody with a mental health condition. Restoring civil commitment, making it easier for police officers, healthcare workers, like somebody in an ambulance, to be able to commit you. So if you're talking to a police officer or you're talking to a mental health worker, do not tell them that you have any mental health issues unless you need help. Because if you tell them, for instance, you're bipolar, that could be a basis to have you committed. And you better believe CoreCivic is going to be profiting off of civil commitments, just like they do with detainees and inmates. It's a money-making scheme, and it's also a scheme to target society's undesirables, according to Republican current MAGA theology. And if you've never been committed, it is a fucking horrible motherfucking process. Way worse than going to the penitentiary. I was committed once after an attempt. I got put in a medically induced coma, woke up, and they did something called the Annex 2000. And when you're committed, you have to be monitored for 72 hours. I had to see 3 psychologists, and you got to pass a little test. They ask you a bunch of questions over these 3 days. It's basically like being in jail. They try to drug you. They throw all sorts of drugs in your system. They put me on like 1 million milligrams of Wellbutrin. Made me throw up. I'd never been on any mental health medication in my life. And they just drugged the shit out of me. And then, if you don't pass their little test after 72 hours, they'll fully commit you. And if you get fully committed, you're going to be there for at least 14 days. But I had a motherfucking lawyer. So I got the fuck up out of there. But people that don't have the means to be able to get the fuck up out of there are not going to be able to. And they're going to drug them to keep them there. Welcome to Incarceration Nation, man. Let's not set up infrastructure to house the homeless, which would be a fraction of the cost of what it costs to commit, incarcerate, or detain someone, which is about $60,000 a year federally. So, you ever get pulled over, you keep your medical information to yourself unless you are needing help, because they will use it against you.